Peace, everybody. How are you? This is Mr. Abdullah with another episode of FYE TV. What we're trying to do today is we're going to talk about checking and savings. Now, this is going to be I don't even know how many parts of the series is going to be, but it's going to be a financial literacy series so that as young adults, I want to give you information that will prepare you to be able to open a checking and savings, rent a car, purchase a car, an apartment, and eventually invest and buy a home. So even though people speak against it oftentimes, I still believe that the purchase of a home is one of the most important investments that you'll make. Also gives you some level of stability. So we're going to talk about that from the forefront. So today we're going to break off. I'm going to talk about checking and savings in a segment that I entitled, I Got Bank. So let's go ahead and get that thing going. All right. All right, here we go. And as you can see, this is going to be checking account versus the savings account. I know that a lot of people have their own thoughts about what it is that they want to do, what they'd like to have financially, but it all starts with having access to money. So in order to do that, you got to have, we talk about digital savings, digital payment plans, digital platforms for money, but today we're going to talk about utilizing money from a different standpoint. All right. Also, most importantly, with bank accounts, they are extremely useful, but you must be responsible. All right. Here's some of the checking account advantages. It says that checking account holders have access to online and mobile banking. So a lot of you guys have cell phones, put the stuff on your phone, it's good to go. ATMs and the use of debit cards and checks to make purchases or withdraw funds from the account. Many employees find checking accounts useful. And, with direct deposits, an employer can automatically transfer your payroll into your bank account. It saves you time, saves you the energy, also saves you money. You don't have to pay for gas, going to the bank, saves you time standing in line, because that can be a major pain and a major hassle. Also, most checking accounts in the United States are also insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Company. You may have seen on the side of banks, it says FDIC, and that's up to $250,000. So if you just happen to have $250,000 in your account, and let's say the bank is robbed, they're hacked, someone hacks your account, you're insured. The bank can replace that money. Just fill out paperwork, file the reports, everything works out for you. Also, helps you to have a little sense of security about your money as opposed to having it at home, giving it to someone to hold. That's one of the major advantages, the security of having it, okay? Now, here's some of the disadvantages. They have a lot of fees. Everyone hates fees. I know if you don't have Metro or you don't have Boost Mobile, if you've ever had Sprint, Verizon, you get your bill, you say, oh, my bill's $100, but then your bill comes in the mail, it's $130. They hit you all your surcharges. Well, checking accounts do that as well. They have service fees. But in the age of digital banking, a lot of banks, what they do is they waive fees if you keep a certain balance or if you open your account online. It's a lot less work for them and it's a lot easier for you. Now, a lot of these fees include monthly or maintenance fees or ATM withdrawal fees. So let's say you got your bank is say Capital One, and you want to go ahead and pull some money out of the Capital One ATM, $20, you're good to go. You got your $20. But if you decide to go to the bodega, the poppy store, you want to go to another bank. Let's say you got Capital One, go to Bank of America because it's right across the street from wherever you want to do business. Well, they may charge you a fee, and the fees vary. They may charge you $2, and then your bank will charge you another $2. So essentially, as opposed to taking out a $20 bill, you've taken out a $20 bill, but it cost you $4. So you're always going to take that into consideration. You may not like that, but it is still convenient. So just consider that. Some banks also require minimum balances. So some accounts may say you got to keep $500 in this account. Some have less, 250, 200, but I think 500 is a pretty decent number to say. Or you have to have a direct deposit going into your account to waive these fees. So if you have a job, you fill out the form, have your employer do a direct deposit, there'll be no fees for the month. Okay. The other disadvantage is that oftentimes your ATM will give you limits. So you can only withdraw $1,500 for a day, or sometimes they say you can only withdraw 2,000 for the week. It depends on the bank, depends on the institution. You have to check all of your the banks and see what kind of programs or accounts they're offering. Now for you guys, they have new student accounts, which are good for your parents to just go to the bank, put money into the account, and it's just right there for you. Or you can get a bank like a Bank of America, or once again a Capital One, because they're all over the country. So you may travel to Florida, there's a Bank of America there. Go to California, there's Bank of America there. That's also good. Now, if you have a debit card, which is a great thing about it, if you have a debit card, you can use it just like a credit card, but it's attached directly to your bank account, and it will take the cash off instantly when you're making a charge. Great thing about that, you don't have to carry cash. Not to mention, if your card is stolen and they get access to your money, they'll replace your money. Downside is that, if you have overdraft fees, let's say your bank says, okay, you got $100, but you spent $150. Well, they'll charge you a fee for giving you that extra $50. They'll charge you the $50 plus the $10 or $20, sometimes $25 for giving you that money, which you have to pay off, or your account will be what they call in the red. That'll be negative. You'll be a negative balance. All right. So that's something to consider when you're talking about a checking account. Going on to a savings account. Here we go. Some of the advantages of a savings account, they are ideal for individuals looking to save a while earning modest amount of interest. So you may get 2.5% interest on your money. So you put $1 in, you get, you put $100 in, you get $2.50 at the end of the month on top of the $100. Another advantage of the savings account is that you have the ability to withdraw at any time. So even though you put the money in your savings account, it's not locked in there. It's not like you can't ever get the money. It's still your money. You also can have, a low amount of in there. You can have as low as $5, $10. You don't have to have certain amounts, thresholds in order to get this money or put it in the bank account for your savings. Much like checking accounts, main savings accounts are also insured by the FDIC. So if your money happens to get hacked, stolen, they'll replace it. Should the bank fail, the depositor's money is secure. That would be you, you're the depositor. And other advantages include the ability to have automatic deductions for bill pay and minimum monthly fees. So if they're monthly fees, boom, they can just take it out of your savings or your checking. But we're talking about your savings right now. All right. Moving along, we're going to talk about the disadvantages of having a savings account. It's quick and easy access to your funds is sometimes tempting. So you're like, man, I saved about $1,000. I go on this trip. You know what? I can go ahead and grab a couple hundred out of there. And then you kind of end up using it like a checking account, which is not what you want to do. You want to keep it for some things that are long term. Also, when they say most savings accounts also have a minimum balance requirement, which is cool. A lot of them don't if you have a checking account. So if you just say, I want to open up a savings account, they'll have a minimum balance. Now, if you do fall below your minimum balance, if they require it, it can take away any of the interest that you're earning, that 2.5% we talked about, it'll take that away. Another possible disadvantage is that it only insures up to $250,000. So if you're really good with your money and you're investing and you're just banging it out, doing what you got to do, you can get over $250,000. So then you would have to actually open up an investment account or another savings account. So just take that into consideration when you talk about opening a savings account as well. So listen, we don't have to go deep into it. It's really, 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 really simple. But the key to it is to do your research. You guys have access to computers, tablets, cell phones. You have a computer in your pocket. Most of our phones cost no less than $600. So you got a $600 computer walking around in your pocket. Check into these online accounts. They also have banks that are strictly online. There's a bank called Aspiration Bank. They don't have any physical locations, but they offer all the services of a brick and mortar bank. So you can open your account online, open your savings or checking, get your debit card. You can invest, all of these things, and the fees are little to none. I have an aspiration account, $2 a month. $2. Come on, you can't beat that. Hell, you lose $2 in your seat cushions. So don't worry about all that. I'll tell you this: be mindful of your money, and your money will mind you. If there is nothing else, which there isn't on my end, I'd like to say thank you for another quick episode of FYE TV. I hope you got something out of this. Remember, any of the information that you need is in the chat, is in the stream, and we will definitely get together soon. All right. I want to say peace and love. I appreciate you all.